Okay, Dave, we've had a few days to reflect from the game against Bowers and Pitsea. Lots of things to talk about, but just as a general for the game in itself, how did you feel the match went?
I thought the first 30 minutes we were quite comfortable. Obviously, the injury to Katie was, I'm sure you'll ask me questions on that in a minute, but it disrupted the flow of play. And it, coming back out, I think conditions had changed, and obviously an hour's break, 15-minute game as it were, and then 15-minute break or a 10-minute break and into second half. I think it really disrupted the flow of the game. Saying that, we still had the chances to win the game, and a little bit disappointed with the goals we conceded. They have reacted quicker to a free kick that hit the bar and from a corner, and we've been pretty good from set pieces this year.
You mentioned Katie, obviously she's coming up right back, had a superb game, brilliant 25 minutes, really held her own, only a young girl obviously through from our ETC, which is always good to see. And of course we went 1-0 up as well through a goal from Kelsey, which obviously came through from the right hand side as well. At that point in time, 25 minutes gone just before the injury, you must have been feeling quite comfortable and quite confident.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Bowers had caused us any problems. They were growing into the game, to be fair to them, but we looked in control, if you want to use that word. I didn't see any problems. I thought we were quite comfortable, we were good for our lead, if not, it should have been more. And as I said a minute ago, the disruption that the injury caused, not just to personnel, but to the flow of the game. Yeah, it maybe in hindsight we shouldn't have restarted, but it was a decision that the players made, and they wanted to do it for Katie, and Katie wanted us to play. So it was, I think it was the right decision, but it was hard to get back into the game. And it's always the same for both sides, to be fair to Bowers, but I think it affected us a little bit more.
Obviously, you mentioned that Katie did incredibly well, so she did. Brilliant to have Matilda on the side there as well as a nurse. It's a bit different, isn't it? Between the men's game, you'd have ambulances on site and maybe St John's people there to come on and deal with. We had to deal with that pretty much all ourselves. I thought that the behaviour of the fans, the staff, everyone that was around there was superb. But how do you keep the team sort of G'd up and going? What was going on in the dressing room? How do they deal with that hour? Because that was 136 minutes the whole half.
Yeah, I mean, I was obviously on the pitch with Katie as soon as it happened. I don't think the referee stopped it for a good minute after the injury had actually happened, because she was off the pitch. And we got the players in quite quickly because I think we knew the severity of the injury and we didn't want to move her. And obviously Matilda was there, as you say, as a nurse, which was really helpful. And the coaching staff, Sam, Terry, were brilliant in helping us as well. So that side of it, looking after Katie, we were very well prepared and equipped. Walked back into the change room to give them an update, and the Macarena was on and they was all dancing, so I was a bit confused. I thought, but yeah, they seemed to be in good spirits, and I think it was their way of taking their mind off of it and keeping warm, I suppose, as well. But yeah, they said they wanted to play on, and yeah, in the end, as I say, maybe in hindsight it was the wrong decision given the ebb and flow of the game and the emotional side of it. And we said that to the players after the game. I don't think I've ever been involved in a game where we've had a stoppage of that length and then carried on. And the emotional side of it, I think, and the drain on the concentration was probably what paid for us in the end in the last 10 minutes. So
I mean, that was the interesting part, the whole restart when you got to there. 20-minute warm-up before a match. Obviously by now it's gone dark and the floodlights are on, then you play 17 minutes of football to have another 15-minute break to then go into 45 minutes. Did you feel like maybe once we had the equaliser go in and then there was another goal as well, do you think that maybe then there was a bit of them wanting to force it because they wanted to do it for Katie and they felt like maybe there was a bit more on the match than there actually was?
Maybe. I've not really thought about it like that. I mean, I've watched the goals back, and as I say, a little bit disappointed. I think the lapses in concentration, maybe because of the timescales of things. if we're going to delve deeper into it, food-wise, I suppose the players didn't eat in between, and it's a long time if they've eaten before the game, the 2 hours before the game, or the 3 hours before the game. It's a long time. Fluids kept high in the break, and how much did they drink, and all those sort of things start to come into it as well. I think we switched off, if I'm being honest, and I think that is just the end of it. Did we try and force it towards the end? Maybe. I don't think we adapted to the conditions as well as they did. Obviously it rained, there was a zip to the surface. When we come back out, we spoke to the girls about it, and we said to them at the second break, which was half time, we sort of said to them, anything, if you play anything behind, is just going to either go through to the keeper or it's going to zip off the pitch. And I think we didn't adapt to it as well as they did. Look, the goals we conceded, it was disappointing. We had the ball, they tackled us, it went out of play, and we was made to give it back to them, which wasn't correct, but that was the referee's decision, and we go with it. That led to the first goal. So little things like that. We're not getting rubber to green with things like that at the moment. So.
Well, you mentioned it, as you say, game's over now. We've been, we've gone, we've started afresh. Got St Albans City coming up. Becky Shepherd returning with her side there. How do you feel about that game? We did all right against them in the away game. How do you feel about this match and your chances to put it right after three matches where we haven't quite got, let's say, rubber the green in the results?
Yeah, I think all 3 matches we've been in the game, but in a couple of moments that probably decide the game have gone against us. Royston, we've hit the bar. I think we hit the bar 3 times. There was 2 penalties we should have had that weren't given, I think. But again, Royston hung in there, they dug in at times, they were the better side for periods of the game. Barking, I think we've had 30 shots there, goalkeepers had an absolute worldie, and if they've hit us on the break and scored with 10 players, we're not the first side to lose to 10 players, and we won't be the last, but they're games that at pivotal moments we're just not either capitalising, getting rubber to green, or however it's just not breaking for us, and it was the same on Sunday. And we have to put that right. That we're the ones that control that, not our external factors. So we need to come out on Sunday, we need to come out fighting, and we need to show our character, really, because there are some big characters and there's some good players in the side, and we've just got to prove it. We've got to be those players that stand up and be counted, and fight for each other, fight for yourselves, and make sure that we're the winners on the end of the